Hello everyone, welcome in. If you're new here, my name is Tonii. Please take a look around the channel, like the video, comment, and subscribe. If you comment any questions, anything that I missed, I will go back, look over it, and try to answer your question in the next video. I'll try to make a dedicated video to answer your question. So today we're going to be going over quality care. So as caregivers, or even just an agency overall, our job is to make sure that our clients are cared for, they're living their best life, and they're maintaining their independence. And the best way to do that is to provide quality care. I'm going to get into, I have some questions written on the board if you want to take notes and just jot things down as we go. Quality care. What is quality care? Why is quality care important? How do we carry out quality care? And then I'll go over some tips and things to keep in mind, because a lot of time, okay, so the business is lucrative, okay? You can get paid from the business, you definitely can. But you definitely want to make sure that you have things in place, that the clients are getting what they need, that you're there, that you have good characteristics and qualities that come with your services. You want to make sure that you're not just hiring people that just want to get a job done, that don't relate to the client or don't try to build a client caregiver relationship. Yes, it is a job. You're there to work, but you still need to build some type of relationship between the client and the caregiver. They have to be relatable. They have to have empathy and sympathy when needed. So you have to kind of build those characteristics, and we'll talk about all the quality characteristics that they need to have and how to implement it and when to implement it and why it's so important. Okay guys, so this is the board. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. If you're taking notes, go ahead. So basically what I'm going to get into now is what quality care means. So quality care means providing care for clients that is safe, effective, patient-centered, timely, efficient, and equitable. So this means providing care that is tailored to the individual's needs, making sure that it's delivered in a timely and efficient manner, and that it's equitable for all clients regardless of their background or circumstances. So safety is very important. It's your agency. You need to make sure that you have a really good foundation. So while we're talking about these things, providing care in a timely manner, depending on your client's needs, remembering that it's non-medical and it is going to be tailored to their needs, because each client should have their own care plan. Actually, I'm going to put in what that sheet would look like, or what my company sheet looks like. And basically, it's a sheet that you sit with the client and fill out. And what is my kid doing? You would sit with that client and you would figure out what are the services that they're asking you for. If you can provide those services, you're going to let them know, yes, I can, no, I cannot provide those services for you. Or if I can't, I can't do this, but I can do that. Try to work with them to get somewhere, to get in a better place. They basically have a problem and we're here to solve it, okay? So even if we can't help them with something because it might cross the lines of non-medical and medical, we could try to put things in place to help them. We might not be able to dress their wounds, but we can gather the things that they need. If they say, well, I know I have some medical tape somewhere, it might be over there, or I know I have some peroxide over there. We can gather the things for them and put it to where they can reach it and they can help themselves. If you know that they have those issues, you could try to ask how you can help them. So you definitely want to take initiative. You want to put yourself in places where they might not ask you to be, and sometimes there's a million different personalities. You'll get a million different personalities. And I discovered this working at a cash register at Target years and years and years ago. Everybody that came through my line had different personalities. Some people were like, why would they put the bags like this? And some people were like, I'm so glad they put the bags like this. Like, you get a million different personalities. You never really know. Even the client, you might know them pretty well, but they're seniors. So, and that's in any field. You could be working with children. You could be working with seniors. You could be working with disabled. It doesn't matter. Every day might be a different day for them. Some days they may be feeling well. Some days they may be tired and drained, and you will get a different personality. So in this case, even if they might not appreciate it or they may give you a hard time, take initiative, okay? If the person that you've hired to go in, train your staff to know things like, well, I know this person has back problems and it doesn't say I'm supposed to wash their dishes, but let me ask, or let me even call the office and ask, obviously they have back problems. They're not able to sweep and mop. Is it okay if I wash this person's dishes? Take the steps to see how you can be assertive and make a difference in their life. And basically what you want to do is find ways to increase their quality of living. That is quality care. So even if there is something that's not in your care plan, figure out how you can put it in their care plan. Do you need to sit with them again and have a reassessment? Do they need to, you have a conversation with them and let them know, I think you may need help here and this may increase the quality of your quality of life. What do you think about this? It may take another 30 minutes, it may take another hour, but I think this would be something that you could benefit from. And so those are ways that we can. Delivering that care in an efficient and timely manner is very important. So like I was saying, we don't, I can't really go off of one type of client, but so let's say someone needs help with transfers and toileting. So it's very important that you show up to work on time. If you show up to work at 9 o'clock in the morning and you leave at 2 in the evening, very important that you're on time and you do things within routine, because a lot of the times they set things up the exact way they need it. They probably have you come at 9 o'clock because they know they're going to wake up at 9 o'clock and they're going to need to use the toilet as soon as they wake up. So very important that you're on time. They're depending on you. They're counting on you. Have to be efficient, have to be timely. Again, if you're, calculate and keep a routine, train your staff to calculate and keep a routine. So even after the morning washroom break, you might do breakfast, you might, pull out a puzzle, talk to them, watch a little TV. You might have some things going on, but you want to do everything effectively and timely so that you're staying on time with what they have going on. Get to know your client. Do they need to use the bathroom before you leave? So between 9 and 2, they probably do. So you just kind of want to figure out and kind of ask them, do you know when would be a good time for you to use the washroom, just so I can keep an eye on the time? Or, but of course, anytime you need to go, let me know. So just watching out for those things, and then that's an example of being timely and efficient. And I think this goes without saying, but tailored to every client's needs. Every client is not the same. So although you may have 3 different clients a week, or you've had clients in the past, have a new client, you can't just go in expecting to do the same thing that you do with every client. You have to be respectful of their space. Always ask first. So like I said, take initiative, but always ask permission. Ask, is it okay? Would they like this? Would they like that? What do they think about this and that? Because you don't want to be too intrusive. So one experience that I had, this was actually related to one of my last experiences. So years ago, I have many clients that are like, yes, please wash the dishes, and then I ran into a client that was like, I like you guys to do everything that you can for me. That's within my care plan, but I like to wash my own dishes. And after that, I had a couple more clients say the same thing over a period of time. So I started to ask, or I started to wait for them to tell me. So recently, not my last client, but recently I had a client. We went through the entire house from top to bottom, just everything. And she let me know, like, if you could clean the top of the stove, the countertops. She skipped right over the dishes. So just in the back of my mind, I said, okay, she might be one of the people that, want to wash her own dishes. I didn't even think about it that long. We move on to the rest of the house. She's asking me things that I can dust, letting me know if you can dust this, if you can dust that. And she's very particular. If you can vacuum in here, but I like the vacuum lines to go this way vertically. And so, just very different things that she was particular about. She was very sure of herself. I didn't question anything. I did exactly what she asked me to. She said, I know there's nothing else to do. I do want to talk about something, but if you could just give me a second and you could just sit here. And she showed me where I could sit. And she said, I don't mind if you're on your phone or anything, but I do want to talk to you about something, but I'm not ready to talk right now. I said, okay. So I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden, she's like, sorry I didn't get to talk to you today, but, you didn't wash my dishes. But she said it with an attitude. Everything was nice. And then she said, you didn't wash my dishes, with an attitude. So we're there to help. We're not there to cause any more issues. We don't know what we walked into. We don't know what problems they had starting their day with. We don't know if something's been lingering all week. We're not there to put any more stress on them. We are there to increase the quality of living for them. So I instantly said, oh my goodness, I can definitely wash your dishes for you. And then she goes off about, well, you should have done it in the first place, and that's okay. I'll do it now. No problem. I still had a really good positive attitude about it. No matter what, she still wanted to have a negative attitude about it. But, it's just ask. Even if she's like, no, I don't want you washing my dishes. I wash my own dishes. Oh, good to know. Some people, they want us to wash them. Some people don't. That's totally fine. But I just want to ask because I didn't want to get started and then I didn't want you to be upset with me. I'm just here to help. And I always reiterate that. Oh, totally. I'm here to help. So if you need anything or if you want to know if I can do something or if I could help you with something, just let me know. I'm here to help you. Because that kind of alleviates you and calms them down and lets them know, like, right, she is here to help me. I hired her to be here. Or my daughter hired her to be here to help me. This is what she's here for. Sometimes it kind of grounds them and brings them back. And they need those little reminders. So just something I wanted to throw out there. It's very important when you're when you hire staff and put them in place. I guess important notes. This will be a part of important notes because a lot of marketing when you start out is word of mouth. You're depending on word of mouth. You're depending on people to, hey, if you have another family member or friends, and usually with seniors, they may have friends, they may have families, they may have brothers and sisters the same age range. I've had, I want to say the woman was about 94 years old. I took care of her, but her son was older as well. I don't know his exact age, but he began to start to need help as well. And while I was there taking care of her, I would also help him do some things. And I got paid for both. I had 2 clients in one house, the son and the mom. So, that was good, but they wanted to keep me there. They weren't like, oh, now that we both need help, we need to get somebody in here. She's not going to be able to take us on. They were comfortable. They trusted me. They knew that I could provide the care for them. So with everything that you do, you want to be making sure and make sure you and your staff are able to provide that. Be confident, be trustworthy. You want to be all the things that you want somebody to leave in a review, because reviews are very important to your business, especially when you're first starting out. And one of the things that I'm kind of big on, when I was at my job, like full time, I had many clients here, there, everywhere. Like I literally would drive 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes back. Like I would be all over the place. I had so many clients a week, and we had a really good relationship. And I would tell them, whenever it came time to do like our annual or supervisory visits, of course, you kind of do those frequently. But just based on those, one day I just had an idea, and I would be like, if you like how good of service I provide for you, I think you should let my office know. And I would tell them that's also good, because my clients, if I went on vacation, if I did anything, I've never had one client say that they want somebody else there, or like a substitute or anything. They never wanted anybody to substitute or anything. They always would say that they would wait on me. So I thought that was pretty sweet. But I'm like, if you need that care, please let somebody else come and help you, please. But they were like, we don't want anybody substituting. We don't want anybody else here. So I would tell them that would also help with that, because they're gonna know that, you know, we work well together. We have a really good relationship. You trust me. You know, we just respond well to each other. And that way, you know, because sometimes they try to move you around so that you might be open. Like I was open, but then I had a client, a coworker that wasn't so open, and she could only work specific times. So they would say, well, since Toni's available all the time, let's get her out of there so that we can put this worker there. And you know, they would try to get as many clients covered as they could, and that happened a lot. That's why I had a lot of clients per week. So I would just tell them, you know, go ahead, call in, tell them that, you know, she's giving us really good service. I appreciated this. She did that. Like, just whatever you want to tell them. I think it'll be good, you know, if it's not too much for you. And they did it every time, every time. So I think that it will go far, business-wise. When you obtain clients, when you establish a good relationship with them, and you feel like the time is right, go ahead and let them know. This is our website, or this is us on Google. If you have if you ever get a chance, you know, just go ahead and leave a review. I can help you with it. I can take you there, and then you can just type in whatever you're comfortable with. Or, you know, there's even a voice, you know, depending on what kind of phone they have, there's even a voice, what is it called? There's even a way that you don't have to type it out on your phone, but you can text it in, and then just hit enter, you know, just help them with it. And so you can also provide phone assistance. So just a thought, but that's just a little marketing tip. When family and friends are around and you're providing care for them, exceptional care, and they're watching and they're like, wow, she didn't have to do that, but she did, or she has a very pleasant attitude. Those are things that stand out to them, and then they'll be like, what's your caregiver name? Or such and such has a good caregiver. Let me call her and see if she is available, or if she knows anybody, because they figure if you have those good qualities and characteristics, that you probably know somebody else that has the same. So that's really important, especially when people are watching, but all the time, because this is what you sign up for. So all the time is important. Okay, so I know I touched on this a little bit already, but we're gonna get into why is quality care important. So first and foremost, it helps to improve the quality of life for our clients. By providing quality care, we can help our clients maintain their dignity, their independence, and their sense of self-worth. It also helps to build trust between the caregivers and the clients. This essentially is positive and productive for relationships that we form. So that's kind of what I spoke on before. If you're trustworthy, if you're on time, things like that, you're providing a better service to them by being on time, by being efficient, and things like that. And so going into how you can carry out quality of care. First, it's important to develop a care plan that meets the individual's needs. So this is kind of what I touched on in the beginning when we were talking about what is quality care. This includes assessing their physical, emotional, and social needs, as well as their goals and performances. I think that is very important, and people usually leave that out and forget that we need to focus on goals and performances. Where were they before we got there? And where they want to be. Once you have a care plan in place, it's important to communicate regularly with your clients and their families to ensure that their needs are being met. Like I was saying, I think it's very important to know where they started and where they want to end up. If they have goals that they want to work towards, if they say, you know, I usually sleep until 12 o'clock. So at that time, if you don't mind cleaning, tidying up the kitchen, tidying up the bathroom, and I'll be out of my room by then. Maybe they say I don't want to do that anymore. Maybe they say when you get here, a goal of mine is to be up already, or to be ready to get up when you get here. Just as an example, things that they may want to work towards. So very important to take a look at that and ask them if they have goals, if they have things that they want to shoot for, and keep an eye on those things. If they say they want to eat more balanced, maybe you can help them to choose foods that are more of substance rather than like chips and fries and greasy things. Maybe helping them to come up with a more balanced meal, things like that. How can we assure that we're providing quality care? So I have some tips here. Again, some of them I kind of went into already because I just get to talking like as soon as a word triggers me. But developing a caring and passionate attitude towards your clients. Always be positive, always show compassion, ask them how their day is going. Is there anything that they want to do today? Just think about things. What's your favorite song? Oh, let's see if I can find it on YouTube. I've never heard that one before. Even if you've heard it before, get some conversation pieces going. Communicate effectively with your clients and their family. If you have clients that you're doing transfers for and things like that, make sure you're letting them know what's going on. So I have everything here. I'm going to go ahead and get you transferred. Everybody does it differently, so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it. Say the same thing all the time, doesn't matter. So if I can get you to put your right arm over here, if you can hold on here, if you can please not grab my arm but hold on here instead, talk them through it, have good communication skills. If you're gonna miss a day of work, or if you know something's coming up, and you can communicate that effectively so that they can get somebody else in if they need to, or let your agency know, or train your staff to let somebody know. Just things like that. It really helps them. Because like I said, they depend on you. If you're not going to be there, they need to make a way. So be patient and understand your clients. If they get frustrated, let them be frustrated. Ask them, is there anything you can do to help? Would you like me to get you a glass of water? I'm going to step out and I'll take care of this in the meantime. Just let me know when you're ready if you want to talk, or I can put your favorite song on for you, using the last example. So just find ways to be there for them and comfort them. They may not know how to ask for that. And again, they're seniors, so they're probably used to doing everything for everybody else and being the strong ones and things like that. You never know how people were brought up. You never know their situation. So just always thinking about how you can help them, how you can increase the quality of life for them in that moment. And when it gets uncomfortable, or awkward, know when to step away, or changing the subject. If you're good at changing the subject, change the subject. If you're not, maybe you could say, oh, you know what, excuse me, I'm gonna get a tissue. Do you need a tissue? Do you need a glass of water or anything? Go ahead and walk out and come back and say, oh my goodness, it looks so sunny outside, or did you have any plans for the rest of the day? Or did you want to get a puzzle out? Just changing the trajectory a little bit. And that kind of helps them, because it's bringing them out of a slump or a bad place, a negative space, and kind of adding a little positivity to their day. So next, I'm just going over, I've went over all of this with my previous employers before, and they've always tried to implement my ideas and things like that. In a lot of ways, they're taking my advice now, and that's why I have this fire, and it's I'm not going to keep giving you guys my idea. I'm going to go be my own agency, and I'm going to get paid what it's worth for me, because I put a lot of thought into what I want the world to be like when it comes to home care. And I just don't think it's fair that, I didn't get a raise for my suggestions that they're implementing, or they asked me what I think or how I feel about something and now they're changing it. I don't get raises and stuff for that. So I know that I have something there, and that's another reason why I chose to take this business a little bit further than just me being a CNA at somebody else's company. But definitely have meet and greets, see if the client's okay and comfortable and warms up to the CNA before you leave, or the caregiver. Know the client. Know something about the client. Know if they want shoes to be left at the door and they don't want people walking in their home with shoes, because I will leave a client's home. I'm not walking around in nobody's home with no shoes. I need to go to Walmart or the Dollar Tree. I need to go somewhere and get some shoes, because it's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like stepping on wet stuff, and that's just nasty. So I would turn around and leave. So let's get a smooth day going in, especially that first day. First impressions are everything. Know things about your client so that you can know how to pair them with a good caregiver. And they're not just blindsided. Either one of them are not just blindsided, because you might have some people that say, oh, I could take my shoes off. And I'm going to be like, oh, I'll be right back. So, just taking it a step further, knowing your clients and knowing your staff. Or they're like, nothing's on TV. Hey, what's your favorite song? What's the music that you used to listen to? Did you have a favorite group or band or whatever? Did you listen to Motown? Let me put something on my phone for you, just figuring out ways to be there for them and knowing a little bit something about your client. I also feel like agencies need to check in with the workers, the CNA, caregiver, whoever's there, and say, hey, what did you think of this client? Take some notes down. Oh, she likes to sleep in on Tuesdays. She's cranky on Wednesday. She's happy and she loves to go shopping on Fridays. Just those different things I think is really important to increase the quality of care, because the more you know, you're not going into things blindsided, like I said, and you can help them, you can better assist them. And everything is a learning experience. So what that CNA or clients learn may be about just one client in particular, but it also gives you a lesson of the overall healthcare field, and when you're dealing with people, especially in home care. So, because everybody's not the same, and we don't think that everybody's the same, but when you have an experience of somebody, it opens your mind to something that you didn't think about. So if that caregiver is explaining their experience with that one client, it's still going to help you for many clients, as it will help them for many clients, because I've learned so much. And I got my first client, look, now I can't remember. It's in the first video though. Go watch it if you haven't. But I got my first client, I want to say 2007. And it's 2023. I've had many clients between that time, and I've learned so much. And everybody has been so different. And I've even studied the agencies. So, I've decided, I love this that they do. I don't like that they don't do this, or I don't like that they do this. And, it's brought me this far. So pay attention to things like that. But I'm going to let you guys go, because I could talk about this forever and ever and ever. And I just can. So I'm just going to let you guys go now. I wanted to do a video on a topic to see how you guys respond to it. Let me know if you guys like these type of videos, if you find it helpful. Let me know some things that you would implement, or experiences, or just anything related to quality care, since that's today's topic. But anyway, if you have any other topics that you would like me to touch on, leave it in the comments below. Take a look at the other videos that I have, the other content that I have here. Thank you again for watching. Consider subscribing, sharing. So encouraging your clients to maintain their independence. So this means, just the most basic example. So we can prepare a meal for a client, and maybe we can feed a client. But if it's not in their... I am missing a slide, you guys. I don't know where it went, so I'm just going to finish a voiceover of what I was saying. If it's not in their care plan, we don't want to enable them by saying, here, I'm going to feed you. I'm going to put this food on the fork and put it to your mouth. We don't want to do that. So instead, we want to do things that are encouraging, like maybe we could put the food on the fork for them and sit it to where they can reach better, and just encourage them. Here you go. It's already on the fork for you. Go ahead and try it. Tell me if it's warm enough. Tell me how it tastes, and just be encouraging with that.